Figures Wireless for all of your wireless needs. You need a new phone? Go to figures.com. You need to lower your expenses and get a better plan at a better rate? Go to figures.com. For all your wireless needs, go to www.figures.com and at checkout, use my code credit score as one word. That's credit score for an additional discount. Go to www.figures.com. Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And once again, thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I truly appreciate it. So what's on tap today? So I gotta say, last week's show, we talked about that debt parking situation. Overwhelming response to the debt parking show. More people listen to that show on the first day, the third day, the fourth day than typical. So I want to say that just means that there's people out there that may be having this situation coming onto their credit, and of course it's hurting their credit scores. So I'm glad I actually did that show. I actually been holding on to that show for a minute. I was supposed to do that show prior to the series I did on the 5 pillars of credit. However, I just held on to it, and I'm so glad I was able to get that out because I think it's helping a lot of people to know that information. So if you did not hear the show last week talking about debt parking, go and listen to that show on debt parking. This week we're going to talk about some collections as well, something more along the lines of how you're being collected against, if you will. So we're going to talk about that today on the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Please stay tuned. Just because you don't have a collection today doesn't mean you might not have one tomorrow or next week or in 4 months or whatever. Case in point, that debt parking issue from last week. Again, if you did not listen to that show, go back and listen. That could happen to anyone. It could absolutely happen to anyone, even if you're paying your bills on time, every time. That could happen to you. So you want to make sure that you listen in and keep in tune with this information that I'm giving to you. All right, so I got to give some shout outs, of course. Let me give a shout out to Kennedy Hudson. That's my goddaughter, you guys. She celebrated her birthday, so happy birthday to you, Kennedy. My man Anthony Eskew celebrated his birthday as well. He's celebrating all this weekend, so happy birthday to you, my man Anthony. Also, Esther Goods, she celebrates her birthday. Happy birthday to you, Esther. I believe her birthday was February the 3rd, I think. So, happy birthday to you, Esther Goods. And also, Elma Shaw. Happy birthday to you, Elma Shaw. May you guys, all of you guys, have many more. All right, so let's jump into this a little bit. Oh, before I do that, let me make this commercial public service announcement or whatever. Go get my ebook, 5 Pillars of Credit. It is going to be on Amazon exclusively, so it'll no longer be at the other places that you could typically get it. It's an ebook. It'll be on Amazon exclusively for the next 3 months. However, Monday through Wednesday, Monday morning, I think starting at 8 o'clock East Coast time, until Wednesday, probably midnight, 11 o'clock, something like that, on East Coast time, it'll be on sale for a whopping $1.99. Now, that's 34% off because the book is only $2.99 regularly. So if you want to drop to $2.99, then you go today or you go tomorrow, go to Amazon, 5 Pillars of Credit by Kevin King. Go get it. If you already got it, gift it to someone. All you need is their email address so you can send it to them. You don't need a Kindle to read it, and they don't need a Kindle to read it. You can get the free Kindle app, download it to any device that you have, and you can go ahead. You can check it out, 5 Pillars of Credit. So go get it, quote unquote, on sale for a whopping $1.99. If you don't have $2 for the 800 Credit Score Man Show, it's probably not much I can do for you to help you repair, restore your credit. So go get that book. All right. So let's jump into this whole thing. So like I said, that debt parking show was really, really impactful for some people last week. I had a lot of questions about it and a lot more interactions this week, not just about necessarily debt parking. As a matter of fact, there were probably only 2 emails specifically about debt parking, but a lot more emails than usual came in after people listened to that show, just asking general questions about their credit. So thank you all so very much for listening to it, and it must have struck a nerve for real, for real. So, again, go back and check that show out, because it could actually happen to anyone. And I suggest that you listen to each and every show in its totality. Just because I'm not talking about something you're dealing with today, it could be something that comes up for you in the future. Plus, if you listen regularly, you know that I go off on tangents and rants, and I give caveats. Some of these actually might be helpful for you. So listen to the shows in their entirety so you can catch those little pearls that I might drop as well, even if the subject matter is not something that pertains to you. All right, so let's jump into this. All right, so I'm talking about today debt collection yet again, and this is something new. This is something different. Debt collection on Facebook. You heard me. Debt collection on Facebook. I told y'all this a long time ago on one of the shows, that if I ran a debt collection agency, or if I owned one, because I would probably try to own one versus, being a cog in the wheel personally. But if I ran a debt collection agency, I would use social media. I would use Facebook specifically to find people, because y'all put everything on Facebook. Now, I might be guilty of this too. I don't think so, but maybe sometimes we put everything on Facebook. So soon you'll be able to, soon and very soon, probably too soon for all of us, collection agencies will be able to contact you using social media. You heard me. They'll be able to contact you using social media. They can contact you asking for their money using Facebook, using your Instagram, using your Twitter. So it's not just going to be Facebook that they'll be using to try to contact you and ask for their money. Now, where in the world did this come from? Like I said, if you, in my estimation, if you were smart, and when I said this a long time ago, it was probably 2-3 years ago. I said that this is how people should be doing to try to collect. This is what they should be doing if they can't find someone. And so there are probably some companies out there already that are looking for you, or had been looking for you, utilizing social media, and probably some really aggressive or unscrupulous places that have even tried to contact you using social media, trying to friend you, things of that nature. So now it's coming around, and it's going to be quote unquote sanctioned, and something that they'll be able to do. So recently, the CFPB, we talked about them last week, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, made some rule changes, and they are allowing this to happen within these rule changes. So some companies, like I said, are already using social media to find you, but now they'll be able to contact you that way as well. So they'll be all up in your DMs asking about the money that you owe them. They'll be in your DMs doing so. So under this rule, which I think is ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that they'll be able to use this platform. But again, I am not surprised at all that they'll be trying to use this platform to catch people, to see where you are. But under this new rule, they will be able to make up to 7 debt calls a week. So that's not using your social media, just being able to call you on your phone, whatever phone number they have for you, up to 7 a week on this particular one. Now, previously, technically they could call you as long as they didn't leave a message. Like, this is skirting. This is like borderline legal, illegal. But they could call you as long as they didn't catch you on the phone and talk to you or leave a message. They could call back again. They can call you 3 times a day. Back in the day when I used to be a loan officer, and I had somebody I had to collect the debt, because I had to collect debts on them, asking for a payment as well. If that was the case, and I called them at 9 a.m., I wouldn't leave a message. Now, I'm going to call them back at 12 o'clock. I wouldn't leave a message. So the third time, before I get to go home, I probably leave a message at the end of the day if they didn't answer the phone. So technically, these are the things that they could do. So now they'll be able to call you up to 7 times a day, and they still have to stay within the parameters of the timing. They can't call you at midnight. They can't call you at 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, things of that nature. They'll still have to stay within those parameters, but up to 7 of them a week debt calls from you. So that's what they'll be able to debt calls to you. Now, what's another thing they can do? They'll be able to send unlimited text messages to you. So if they got your cell phone is going to be blowing up because they'll be able to send you unlimited text messages. Whether you're replying or not to them, they'll be able to send unlimited text messages. That's why I say this is going to be a debacle because people are going to abuse this and it's going to be an issue. So when that does happen, most likely the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, will probably pull back. But first, they're going to allow these people to be ridiculous and egregious first before they do that, in my opinion, anyway. So, one, they'll be able to send, call you 7 times a week, right? Secondly, unlimited text messages to your cell phone. Now, they can send unlimited emails to you as well. So again, you got all that stuff hooked up to your smartphone, your phone is going to be dinging and dinging and dinging because they'll be able to text you, turn around and email you as well. That's going to be an issue. That's absolutely going to be an issue. So they'll be able to send unlimited emails as well, and they'll be able to do unlimited social media posts looking for you, trying to collect the money that you owe them. Now again, this is absolutely outrageous. It's the most egregious and aggressive debt collectors are going to be a serious problem for consumers. 1 out of 4 people have a collection on their credit report. That's about 70 million people. 18 million people have more than one collection on their credit report. So there's a lot of people out there with a collection on their credit report, and this is going to be impacting them absolutely going to impact them when they're getting these collection calls. So just imagine if you're one of the 18 million that have more than one collection on your credit report. Most of my clients that I see, they have more than one collection on their credit report. If you've got 4, imagine if you've got 4 collections on your credit report and you got 4 different places contacting you all day, texting you, emailing you, calling you, as well as now posting to your social media looking for you. That's harassment as far as I'm concerned. Somebody's going to sue eventually. And like I said, then that's when the CFPB is going to start pulling back, and Congress may even have to get involved and do some things about it. But just imagine if you've got more than one is enough to have people doing all of that. But if you got more than one, it'll be absolutely nonstop when it comes to them trying to collect their money. Now, listen to this. You're not required to verify the debt. The debt cannot be yours, right? You are not required to verify the debt. So when they contact you, you do not have to verify the debt. You're not required to do so. And I suggest that you never verify the debt. Even if you have a collection on your credit report right now, they're not reaching out to you, but you like, I want to get my credit together, and you reach out to them and ask about the debt. Do not admit that it's your debt. Just say, hey, this is on my credit report. I'm not sure what the deal is with it, but if I have to, I'll go ahead and pay it, even though it may not be mine. So I need to start dealing with it, right? Do not verify that the debt is actually yours. Now, let's think about this in this whole social media thing. Let's say you have a common name. Try Kevin King. It is a common name. You may not know a Kevin King, but you probably do. The Green Bay Packers have a Kevin King. He got burned a whole bunch when they played Tampa Bay. So he did not do my name well that day. So Kevin King is a common name. So just even at my junior high. In my junior high, when I looked at the old yearbooks, I found 12 previous Kevin Kings that had been at my school. Back when the phone books were around, you would have a phone